ThaBoxingvoice.com live with Paulie Malignaggi. So Canelo-Munguia is done. We all wanted David, but it's Munguia. What sort of shot you giving him?
You know, at a point in time where Canelo's not the same guy, and he's never really enjoyed a fast pace. Munguia is hittable, so, you know, Canelo could hurt him. But at the same time, Munguia also enjoys a very fast pace. He likes to throw those punches and bunches and combinations, which could also give Canelo some trouble. I think, you know, the way I'm thinking about it right now, I'd probably think Munguia makes it competitive and, you know, maybe even has a lot of advantages in the fight. But I think Canelo has the accuracy and the timing to hurt him, because Munguia is a little bit too reckless when he throws those punches and bunches, and he finds himself getting hit. And I think Canelo's power is a bit more than some of the other guys that have managed to catch Munguia cleanly in those spots. So I think it could be entertaining in the fact that Munguia is probably going to put those numbers together on him. He's going to throw those punches in bunches. But Canelo, again, one of the good things Canelo always does well is he holds his positioning and throw punches in between you if you get a little too wide. We saw the great counter shot he landed on Billy Joe Saunders and things of that nature. I think that's sort of the dynamic of that fight. I could see Munguia even, well, I don't know if you get the rounds, but I could see Munguia actually winning the fight and then sort of getting caught and getting hurt in those moments and maybe getting stopped.
Could this become one of those great all-Mexican affairs like, you know, Eric Morales and Barrera, or Israel Vasquez?
You have two Mexican fighters who you know, are very well known and very popular. I don't know if Canelo has that toe-to-toe style though to really make it a classic. He would have to get drawn into it. And it will be interesting if he can get drawn into it, because again, if he doesn't have the success to stop the momentum of Munguia, will he be willing to go toe-to-toe? Anytime Canelo really has had this situation where he's had to go toe-to-toe, has he chosen to do that? I don't know. He took the fight to Golovkin, though. You know what I mean? The second fight to Golovkin, so that's something that you can keep in mind there as well. But Munguia has those bouncy legs, so just taking the fight to Munguia isn't. I don't think that's going to be enough. You got to actually time him and hurt him, because Munguia has that in and out bounce that, you know, can set you up and walk you into shots as well. It's an interesting fight. I would have rather seen Benavidez, but, you know, especially when he's lying so much about Benavidez that he can't even keep track of his own lies. The whole not wanting to fight a Mexican goes out the window now, right? So, but, you know, Canelo's groupies are so hardcore that they won't even call him out for that lie. They'll just go right smoothly into the Munguia fight as if he didn't blatantly just dug Benavidez.
So, what's your thoughts on Crawford and Eubank rumors? Womack is denying it, but it makes sense. Eubank has fought in Saudi Arabia.
Womack doesn't like it because he's working with both, so he loses out on one check.
But remember, Andre Rozier, like I reminded him, Rozier split the camp with Gary Starks, gave Derevyanchenko to Gary Starks, and Danny split with Rozier, and they fought.
Yeah.
I mean, if we friends, let's make money together.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I guess there have to be somebody that they trust together and somebody that Eubank will be willing to accept. Eubank doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that would accept a secondary trainer. You know, he's the hot shot in England, you know. And of course, Crawford won't accept a secondary trainer. So I don't know how that would go, but you know, I think they're trying to create that Canelo vibe, right? And right now it sounds so ridiculous, but if Crawford can go into the Eubank fight, who is you know, a bona fide contender,
number 3 in 160.
yeah, he's a bona fide contender. He's popular. It would be a big fight, and if you could go in there and win, now you just close the gap as far as how ridiculous or not ridiculous a Canelo fight looks. So I can see the path to it, and I can see why they're doing that.
I think there's a bad power.
Honestly, man, it's crazy because I think Canelo's too big for Crawford, but I don't know if Eubank is that much bigger, because Eubank was fighting at 154, right? I mean,
Eubank is fought as high as 168. He won an IBO title versus Reginald Quinlan.
Yeah, but Eubank also was at 154, and you could say so was Canelo, but Canelo was still in that growing age. He was like a teenager, right? I mean, it was maybe in his early 20s or whatnot. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Boxing has done more ridiculous things, right? So I guess we'd have to go into the Eubank fight. I think Crawford is a very phenomenal fighter, even at this age. I'd still have a hard time picking against Eubank. I think he's a better fighter than Canelo. I just don't know if the size and power would neutralize all that. You know, that comes into play at a certain point. The weight classes will eventually matter, right? So I don't know, but I have a hard time picking Eubank over Crawford.
Family, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content, or right here on our YouTube members.